Hi, this is the new Caribou, the Honorable Sir David, Emperor of Salt Lake City, Sultan of Utah, spiritual advisor to questioning Mormons, the Bard extraordinaire, Supreme Being, Alpha and Omega. You know, you guys got me going here on, like I said, I thought everybody did these things. I didn't know I was a little different. The entire society around me has always told me I'm a little different. But being a Mormon, I thought it was cool to be, what they used to call? They were in the world but not of the world. They're actually out of this world. I didn't know I was out of this world. And I was proud to be a peculiar people. I really fit in with peculiar. Now the Mormon Church tries to hide that phrase. They're not peculiar. They're just strange. Well, anyway, I wanted to just kind of let you know that I've had many occupations, more than more than I want to think about. Anyway, I was a cattle rancher. Now, see, you people think I'm making this shit up. Okay, you can't make up this kind of stuff. You have to live it, and then you have to deliver it with real intent, having faith. Anyway, my Mormon crap is still in there a little bit. I was living in Veneta, Oklahoma. Now, someone was really kind. I mentioned I live next to Tanglewood in Lenox, Massachusetts. My story with my son Dan, and he looked it up on Google Maps and found the house that I used to live in. And there were Danites all surrounding the house, but that didn't matter. But it was really nice of him to look that up to see that I was actually telling the truth. I'll be much more careful when I lie. Too many of you are smart. Okay, the Bard Ranch. Okay, now, I lived in Veneta, Oklahoma. This is the armpit, or the crotch pit of the world. Oklahoma. It is where a belt buckle is a second form of identification. If you have teeth, they know you're a visitor. You're a tourist if you have teeth. I love the state of Oklahoma. Alright, I lied. I hate that damn state. I hate everything about the state of Oklahoma. There's about 2,000 Oklahomans that have seen me or clicked on me. So now it'll be minus 2,000, I'm sure. But I didn't have a very good experience there. Anyway, I try to fit in. Now that's not a lie. I do try to fit in. But, you know, I'm kind of like a naked 15-year-old standing at an NFL game on the 50-yard line. It's hard to miss me. So when I was in Oklahoma, I thought, hey, I'm going to be an Okie. Now, let me tell you something. You can't become an Okie. You're born an Okie, or you're not an Okie. Now, here's what I did. I was living on, I think, 10 acres. I was renting a mobile home on 10 acres. And it had fences, and it had a little pond out back. And there's nothing to do in Veneta, Oklahoma. So I had a friend that took me over to the local auction, where they auctioned off the cows. And okay, now I sat there in my shorts, tennis shoes, and t-shirt, and all the other boys had on all those old clothes and boots and suspenders. I didn't stand out in that crowd. At least at that time, I didn't think I did. Looking back on it, why they were laughing, I've never heard cows tell jokes, so I don't know. I thought they were laughing at the cows. But anyway, I sat there and I watched how they bid, and, you know, the cow would walk around and, you know, it'd be kind of demonstrated that it can walk, talk, dance, and you paid more if it could dance and talk. So I thought, hey, I've got a bipolar idea. Back then, I didn't think it was bipolar. I thought, well, I'm living in Oklahoma. Everybody here has cows. How hard can it be to have a cow? So I bought a milk cow, a Jersey milk cow. Now, I just thought if I put that damn thing in the barn, I'd wake up in the morning and find a container of milk fresh on my doorstep. And my buddy, who was an Okie, he said, you got to take the cow and put it in the barn, trap it, and then pull the milk out of it. I go, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, how do you capture a 400-pound animal and pin it? So I'm running around the inside of the barn trying to get a headlock on the damn Jersey cow, and it's jacking me around, throwing me against the wall, and I'm going, shit, this isn't as easy as it looked when I first started this idea. So my friend, his name was Grover. No, it wasn't Grover Cleveland. It could have been. He was like 90 years old, but boy, he was one of the nicest old boys I ever met. So he saw me being bucked and shot around the barn there. And he sat there and watched and laughed, because I guess it was funny to an Okie. But to a city boy, I go, hey, this sucks. This sucks. You know, this is not like a cat or a dog. It's not even like an alligator. This thing is big. So Grover gets this big panel, wood panel, and he pushes it up against the cow until the cow is trapped against the wall in the panel, and it couldn't run out. And I said, hey, now that's cool. What's next? And he says, well, you got to reach down there on its titties and start pulling. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. David pulls on titties, but they've never looked like that. He goes, that's where the milk is. And I go, maybe I'm not that thirsty. He goes, get down there. I'm not going to hold it forever. And, all right. And he says, well, go get the bucket. So, all right. So I go and get the bucket, and I put it down there in the ground. And then I'm kind of getting down there on the ground, and I'm going, hey, this is where it kicks, and it pisses, and it shits. I don't want to be down here. He goes, that's part of being a cattle rancher. And I go, this was not in the booklet. So, pull on those tits. I go, okay. So, I'm doing one of these, and there's milk just dripping out. You're not doing it right. You got to squeeze it and pull it down. I go, hey, I said, you know, I have not had training on boobs, okay? It was just something I learned as a child. Well, anyway, I don't think I got a half a glass of milk out of there after an hour, and Grover, he was tired of holding the damn cow. So anyway, Grover said, well, if you give me free milk, I'll come over and I'll milk your cow every day. And I said, if that ain't a deal, I've never heard one. So he came over every day. And that Jersey cow, it produced 2 gallons and sometimes more of milk a day. Now, it's raw milk. You got to drink it right away because it's not pasteurized. But anyway, Grover would come over and he'd milk the Jersey cow. And so I said, well, I have a ranch hand now. And I needed a ranch hand because my 2 hands couldn't do shit on a ranch. But anyway, I go, hey, I'm getting up there. I'm starting to be like the Okies. I got 10 acres. I got me a Jersey cow. And I got me a right-hand man that milks the cow. Okay. So then I started saying to myself, hey, this ranching stuff ain't that hard. So I decided to buy some more cows. Now, these are not milk cows. They're cows that you just take over to the auction and you get money, cash money. And hey, I can use cash money. So I think I bought 10. Now, it's not a big herd. This isn't JR on Dallas. This is the Bard in Veneta, Oklahoma. So I buy 10 cows, and I go, hey, this is all right, because I had hay. I had an open field. They could eat the hay, but in the wintertime when it snowed, I had to go get hay and bring it in and take it and put it in a shelter. And you know what's funny is the damn cows would always know when I came out to feed them. They're way out there, but they see me. They go, hey, the Bard's here. They'd all come in for a cow meeting and to have breakfast. So that went pretty well. I thought, well, let's just put a little hay in them. They get bigger, and the hay doesn't cost much, and they gain weight. And over at the auction, they're auctioned as according to their weight. I'll make extra money. So I thought, hey, this is working out. The Bard Ranch is expanding. So I go, Every cattle herder needs a horse. Now, let me tell you something. I didn't need a horse, but I thought I did. Now, horses are like used cars, okay? If you get one real cheap, it doesn't start, the wipers don't work, and it has 4 flat tires, and you're not going to go very far at all. So I said, hey, I'm going to get me a medium-priced horse. I thought 22 years old on a horse was pretty young. I thought they lived to be 100. So I said, hey, this is a pretty young horse. Damn thing. He was blind in 1, 2, or 4 eyes. I don't know. But it never could go except if I got on it and I would move the reins, it would go left or right. But in the yard, in the barn area, it was lost. I couldn't find shit. And I go, you know, I wonder if a horse can wear glasses. Do they have horse glasses? So here I have a Jersey cow, and it was a good cow. That was an expensive good cow. It's giving good milk, and my ranch hand is helping. And now I've got 10 herd, no, not 10 herds, 10 head of cattle, and a horse to round them up. Well, now let me tell you something. I said, how can I make my herd bigger? And my friend, the Okie, he said, listen, what you need is a bull. Bull? What the hell is a bull? He goes, Bard, the bull gets on the girl cows and makes new calves for you. Hey, and my herd grows? Yeah, your herd grows. Hey, that's bitching. That's free money. He gets free sex, I get free money. I'm like a pimp. He goes, yeah, you're a cattle pimp. I'm like, okay. So, now let me tell you something, folks. Something between a bull and a cow, okay? It's very similar to a firecracker and the atomic bomb. They're very similar. So I get this bull home. I don't remember how I transported the bull. I don't know if I strapped him to the hood of the car or what, but I got him home. I let him go in the field. And I just kept yelling, go for it, make me babies. He just smiled and he walked around, took a look at his polygamous family. And he said to me, are there any 14-year-olds here? And I said, I don't know. I've got a 22-year-old horse. Will that do? And he goes, no, I want 14-year-old cows. Okay, well, I don't know how to ask a cow how old it is. So he goes out there, and I go to bed, and I wake up in the morning, and I didn't see any new cows. But I saw this big damn hole in the fence. It looked like a freight train had gone through my barbed wire fence. And my cattle ranch was empty. That damn bull ran through the fence, and all of his girlfriends ran after him. He's pretty popular, I guess. So now I'm through the neighborhood in my shorts and t-shirt and my California little hat and sunglasses, asking all the Okie farmers, have you seen my cattle? I finally rounded them all up, got them back, had to fix the fence, and I talked to the bull about that. While I was running from the bull, the son of a bitch chased me. God, what kind of a farmer gets chased by a bull? He's my bull. I should be able to speak to him about tearing my damn fence down. Well, anyway, he had a few things to say to me, but I didn't hear them all. I was running like a scared cat. I was gone. So, I said to Grover, it's taken a while for the ranch to build up. Can I just buy a cow, a little cow? He goes, yeah, they're cheap. You can buy a little cow. And how much are they? You know, about 150, 200 bucks. I said, hey, why don't I just get some baby cows? I'll feed them some milk. They'll get big. And I'll take them to the auction, and I'll be the Bard Rancher. I'll be the name of western Oklahoma here, eastern Oklahoma. Okay. So I go to the newspaper. Now, it's kind of like want ads in Oklahoma. If you're looking for a baby cow, the ad will say, baby cow for sale. Go, hey, that's for me. So I'd call the rancher up and I would say, you know, I'm looking for a baby cow. How much? He goes, $250. And I didn't have any intelligent questions. I didn't say, well, is it alive? Does it have a disease? Is it a special egg cow? I didn't know any of that. I just, okay, I'll be over to get it. Well, I had this really nice SS Chevelle, super stock Chevelle, yellow. It was bitchin', had a V8 engine in it and a 4-barrel carburetor. It was a 2-door. It looked really sporty and everything. I didn't have a horse trailer. I didn't have a damn cow trailer. But how big can a baby cow be, right? So I drive up, and he says, what do you want? And I said, I'm here to buy your cow. And he says, okay, you got a trailer? How are you going to get it home? I said, hell, the back seat of my car. He looked at me, and I looked at him. And he looked at me, and I looked at the ground. And he says, do you know what you're doing? And I said, I'm J.R., the Bard Extraordinaire Rancher. I know what I'm doing. He said, okay. So he picks his cow up, about a 100-pound cow, I guess, and he opens the door. Now, I'm telling you, it was a 2-door car, so we had to push the damn seat forward, and the cow had to go between the seat and the back seat. So he gets it in, and I shut the door and roll the window down and give him the money. And he says, you going to be all right? And I says, why wouldn't I be? He says, okay. So I started to drive home. Now, I thought the cow would sit down and behave itself and put on a damn seatbelt so I wouldn't get a ticket for an unsecured person in the car. When the son of a bitch stood up on the back seat and his head was over the headliner and he started to climb into the front, I began to say, help! Help! He wanted to drive, and I said, no, you don't have a license. Get your ass back there. Now, he obeyed. He obeyed. There's nothing wrong. I know how to handle a cow. Now, just because he shit and pissed in my back seat after I did that, I didn't take that as revenge. I thought, well, he's just a baby. He doesn't know. Then he was laughing all the way home. Well, I got him home. Then I took him out and put him in with the rest of the animals there, and I said to my wife, honey, there's a little bit of a mess in the back seat of the car. Could you come out here and fix it? I have to milk the cow. So anyway, I bought, I don't know, 5, 7 of the baby cows. Now, I didn't know anything about cows. Well, I knew they had 4 legs and a nose, and some of them had balls, and some of them had tits, and I could never tell which was which. When I tried to milk the bull, he didn't think that was funny, and I was running again to the house. Anyway, I come out, I've got 5 little ones now, and I've got 10 big ones, and a bull. I don't see him doing crap, so I told him, you know, get on it, if you know what I mean. I need more babies. And so anyway, it was starting to get cold in Oklahoma, and there's a disease. I can't remember what it is. It's called calf disease or something like that. They get really easy if you don't feed them right, and they're cold, or you know, a mother doesn't nurture a calf. It's kind of hard. And so I was feeding them, and it was cold in the winter, and I woke up one morning, and one was laid over dead. I go, shit, there's $300 laying on the ground. And Grover goes, that ain't good. Get him up. I said, geez, I've lost the cow. He goes, So, I said to myself, damn, I can't afford to keep losing $300. A cow. A baby cow. So, I got a bipolar idea. I thought, you know, these ranchers, they don't have anything over the Bard. The Bard can figure this shit out. So I thought it was the cold weather, and I didn't think they were eating very well. I brought them in the house. Now, I thought this was a good idea at the time. I put up one of those rings that you, the wooden expandable rings that you used in child care years ago. They're against the law now, but it was like a fence, a round fence. So I put this round fence up in the kitchen, And I throw these other 4 baby cows in there so that they can't, you know, run through the house. So they could only shit on the kitchen floor and piss on the kitchen floor. I go, oh, God. Wife, come here. There's a little bit of a mess here in the kitchen. Damn. So I went and got a baby bottle. I mean, a calf baby bottle, not a real baby bottle for a baby. It's a calf baby bottle. It's just bigger. So I filled it with milk, and I would sit and hold the damn cow and force feed it because I needed the money. I didn't want it to die. And the heat was on in the winter, so they had a good place, so they just shit and pissed on my floor. They laid in my lap, and I hand-fed them, and the calves kept saying to each other, this is bitchin'. This guy no Okie. He's a city boy, and we got it made here. We got it made. Well, long story long, I didn't do well at cattle ranching. The last time the bull ran away is the last time I saw the damn bull. When you try to catch and walk a bull back to its home, it's not worth your life. Let it go. Let it go. So the bull runs away, so there goes whatever, $800 or $900. And I told him as he's running, I says, could you leave your weenie and balls? That's all I wanted anyway, baby calves. And he, screw you, I'm out. So he left. He left. So now I had 5 baby cows, and they all died. I go, damn. There must be something more to this ranching stuff, or maybe I've got some sick cows. Maybe I'm just having some bad luck. So I would get on the horse when I could catch it. The son of a bitch would see me coming on 10 acres and run like hell. A horse can run a lot faster than a man, and I'm running after it with a rope like, oh, you don't know Hopalong Cassidy, you don't know the Lone Ranger, you don't know the Cisco Kid. I was just trying to get my horse. So he would make a mistake here or there, and I'd rope him, and I'd get him around the neck, and then he'd drag me for a half a mile down through the field, and I kept yelling, I just want to ride, I just want to ride, and he kept looking back, and you are getting a ride. Yeah, but I'd like a saddle. Just, I don't want the saddle on me. So anyway, I get him back to the barn eventually, and I was so damn tired, I really didn't want to ride, but I wanted to teach him a lesson. Dragging me for 2 miles, he needs a lesson. So I put the saddle on him, and I put the bridle on him, and I get up on him, and he didn't really give me a hard time at all. He seemed to like to walk, so we walked through the gate and walked out to the road. Now, I know most cattle ranchers ride their horses in the fields, but I was from California. I want people to see my ride. I rode it on the asphalt. Well, horseshoes on asphalt are really slippery, I can tell you that right now. So we'd ride for maybe a half an hour, 20 minutes, and then I would stupidly say, okay, we're going to go back home. I should have never said a word. This horse that crawled like a snail now became Spider-Man. And I'm holding on to the damn, what is that? The horn of the saddle. And the bridle is on the ground. You know, the straps are everywhere. I'm just holding that sucker because I know I'm coming off. I don't want to come off on the asphalt. And so he was kind enough to run to the barn. At least he's running home to my house. I'm glad he didn't run to his girlfriend's house. And I'm riding like a crazy man, holding on to the damn saddle horn. And I was just, you know, hanging on, clinging to life. Well, I had some good news and bad news delivered to me. The good news was that he ran right into the barn where he belonged. The bad news is that the barn wasn't high enough for me to be sitting in the saddle with a running horse going into the barn. Cracks me on the side of the head. I fall off on the ground. I can't breathe. I'm dying. And the horse is looking at me like, you stupid asshat. You don't know shit. And I go, I know I don't, and you're taking advantage of an innocent man. So, anyway, that's my cattle ranch story. I didn't think it was very successful. I haven't tried it since. And I moved out of that town shortly after that because the little kids were even laughing at me. And even a bard can't take that much humiliation. Thanks.